Before I like to tell a story, I want to be able to touch at least one person. I want one person to listen to my song and be like, that's me, like she knows who I am. I'm Grace Amos, I'm 16 years old. I'm in year 11 at school and I write songs. I think it was probably around year 5. I think I had over 50 days off one semester just because I didn't want to go to school. I would say I was sick, I had a stomach ache, and so Mum took me to see a therapist, and we realised that stomach ache was probably just because of anxiety. I think year 5 was the year that it kind of started, and I started to get help for it. I've been, there's been ups and downs since then. I've been on and off seeing a psychologist. It did shoot up around last year, and with COVID and everything, it's been not too great recently, but we're going okay. I think a lot of it has to do with friends. When I'm around friends, I don't really tend to show that kind of side of me, so I think being around friends does help a lot, especially when you surround yourself with really good people. It makes you just feel a lot better. I use music as well, just writing songs, listening to music. I find that really helps. Well, a bit of background into my songwriting when it started. I only started writing songs last year. Around this time, I went to the Country Music Academy in Tamworth, and there was a class on one of the days we had to do a co-writing session with one of the mentors, and I'd never written a song before, so I was a bit scared, but I just wrote about personal experiences and stuff like that, and I found it really kind of like a cathartic release, I guess. So I went to a songwriting retreat in September of last year with one of the mentors that I had met at that academy. He told me to go. He was running this songwriting retreat, so he told me to go to Victoria with some of my friends that were there as well. And so we went there. I wrote a few songs, and on the last day, that mentor came over to me and said, you really like to tell a story, but you don't really tell your story. So we sat down for a few hours. I think this was about 9 o'clock at night when we started. We finished around 1 a.m. And we wrote this song, and I think it's the most vulnerable I've been in front of another person. I don't usually tend to cry a lot in front of people, but I did writing this song, and it is about my anxiety, and it's about wanting to fit in, but also not wanting to change anything about yourselves. And I think in society that can be really hard, especially for someone my age. I also talk about having an online presence, which can be hard for a lot of people because I do it. A lot of people do it where they compare themselves to other people on social media and they try to be someone that they're not. And I wanted to write and release this song to let people know that they're not alone. I think music has always just been a thing for me. I didn't really start out in using it as a coping mechanism. It kind of became one, I guess. I started music around the age of 6, and I always knew I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be like Taylor Swift. So it was it's always been a passion for me. I think around last year was when I really started to realise that it really helped me in coping. Especially, I think playing guitar, when I'm learning something new, I can get really frustrated, and just sticking at it really helps and lets me know that I will get through everything. I just need to keep going at it, I guess. And songwriting has been a really big part of that as well. I find I do it all the time. I'll always be writing down lyrics, inspiration and stuff like that. And I feel like it's like writing a poem or a story in English class. You're using your creativity, and I really find that as a really good way to cope with things. I do a lot of creative classes at school, and I do drama, art, music. I really like creative writing in English, so I feel like all of that really contributes to it as well. I do get really anxious before a performance. I'll be backstage, you'll see me jumping around, shaking my hands. I'll be freaking out about it. I'll say, oh, I'm going to forget the words. I'm going to mess up in some way. It's really hard at school as well, I think. You don't want to mess up because you don't want to fuel someone into saying something. And I overthink everything, so it's really hard performing in front of people you know, I think. I think it's a lot easier. When I was in Tamworth, I did busking, and I found that a lot easier because you're not really the centre of attention, I guess. But yeah, when I'm on stage, you can tell I'm nervous, but I kind of get through that. I find it a lot easier when you're just thinking about the song. It's kind of like acting in a way. You're just thinking of what the song's trying to say, and I find that helps a lot. But yeah. Well, as I said before, I like to tell a story, and a lot of my songs will be based on like a movie, or it'll be based on someone else's experience, because I think people will relate to that more. I want to be able to touch at least one person. I want one person to listen to my song and be like, that's me, like she knows who I am. Because when I listen to music and I find that, I will listen to the song more and more, and I'll feel like someone understands me. So that's kind of my aim with my music.